Welcome back to Quiz It with Faabul. Today's episode is extra special because we're celebrating one of the warmest, tastiest, and most thankful holidays of all, Thanksgiving. It's a day filled with family, food, and traditions. But behind the turkey and mashed potatoes lies a story that stretches back hundreds of years. So let's dig in and see how much you really know about Thanksgiving. Grab your favorite snack, or maybe a slice of pumpkin pie, and let's start our Thanksgiving trivia feast. Let's get started with our first question. We all know about the Pilgrims, but they weren't alone in that first Thanksgiving feast. Which Native American tribe celebrated the first Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims? Was it the Iroquois, Cherokee, Wampanoag, or Sioux? The Iroquois lived farther north and west. The Cherokee were in the south, and the Sioux lived in the Great Plains, far from Plymouth Rock. That leaves just one tribe whose home was in what's now Massachusetts. The correct answer is Wampanoag. The Wampanoag, led by Chief Massasoit, helped the Pilgrims survive their first harsh winter. They taught the newcomers how to grow crops, hunt, and fish, and later joined them for a 3-day harvest celebration. Without the Wampanoag, there might not have been a Thanksgiving at all. Their spirit of generosity is truly at the heart of the holiday we celebrate today. Now that we know who was there, let's figure out when it happened. In what year did the Pilgrims and Wampanoag share the harvest feast known as the First Thanksgiving? Was it 1492, 1621, 1776, or 1863? Now, 1492 sounds important. That's when Columbus crossed the Atlantic, but the Pilgrims weren't even around yet. 1776 feels too late. That's the year of American independence. And 1863? That's when Thanksgiving became a national holiday, but not the first feast. The correct answer is 1621. That's when the Pilgrims at Plymouth Colony and the Wampanoag tribe gathered to celebrate a successful harvest. The meal lasted 3 days, imagine that, and featured wildfowl, venison, and corn. No cranberry sauce, no stuffing, and certainly no football, but plenty of gratitude. Now, that first feast might have been in 1621, but Thanksgiving didn't become an official holiday until much later. So here's question number 3. Who was the U.S. president that declared Thanksgiving a national holiday? Was it George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Abraham Lincoln? Washington celebrated a day of thanks once, Jefferson thought it wasn't the government's place, and Roosevelt did play with the calendar a bit later on. The answer is Abraham Lincoln. In 1863, during the Civil War, Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday as a symbol of unity and healing. His proclamation called for a day of gratitude, even during one of the country's darkest times. Since then, Americans have come together every year to give thanks, no matter what's happening in the world. All right, let's move from history to something we can all relate to, the turkey. Every Thanksgiving table seems to have one, but do you know which U.S. state raises the most turkeys each year? Is it Minnesota, Texas, California, or Iowa? Texas is famous for barbecue, California for avocados and wine, and Iowa for corn and pigs. But when it comes to turkeys, one state truly rules the roost. The answer is Minnesota. Minnesota produces around 40 to 45 million turkeys every year, more than any other state. That's nearly one bird for every resident in California. No wonder the Midwest is the heartland of Thanksgiving dinners. Now that we've got our turkey, let's talk about how much turkey Americans actually eat. Question number 5. How many turkeys are eaten on Thanksgiving Day in the United States each year, on average? Is it 10 million, 23 million, 46 million, or 68 million? 10 million sounds too small. That's barely a few states' worth of dinners. 68 million feels way too high. The answer is 46 million. Yes, 46 million turkeys are eaten on Thanksgiving Day alone. That's more than the population of Spain, all in one day. Add in leftovers, turkey sandwiches, and soups, and it's easy to see why the turkey is the true star of this holiday. Let's go back in time for a moment. The Pilgrims wouldn't have survived their first year without the help of one remarkable man. So here's question number 6. What was the name of the Native American who taught them how to farm and survive? Was it Sitting Bull, Squanto, Pocahontas, or Tecumseh? Sitting Bull and Tecumseh came much later in American history, and Pocahontas was connected to the Jamestown colony in Virginia. The answer is Squanto. Squanto, also known as Tisquantum, taught the Pilgrims how to plant corn using fish as fertilizer, how to catch eels, and where to find safe water. He spoke English too, which made communication possible. Without Squanto's guidance, the story of the Pilgrims might have ended very differently. From farming to festivities, it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without a parade, right? Question number 7. Which city hosts the famous Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Is it Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, or New York City? Boston is historic, Chicago has great parades too, and Philadelphia actually had a Thanksgiving parade before Macy's did, but only one became the national tradition. The answer is New York City. The first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was held in 1924, featuring zoo animals, local bands, and employees dressed as clowns. Today, it draws millions of spectators and more than 50 million TV viewers, a holiday classic that marks the unofficial start of the Christmas season. And speaking of that parade, do you know which balloon was the first giant character to appear in 1927? Was it Mickey Mouse, Popeye, Felix the Cat, or Snoopy? Mickey and Snoopy came later, and Popeye wasn't even created yet in 1927. So what early cartoon character floated above the streets that year? The answer is Felix the Cat. Felix was one of the earliest animated superstars, long before Mickey Mouse made his debut. The first parade balloon wasn't even helium-filled. Handlers carried it down the street and later released it into the sky, where it drifted away. Now, let's move from parades to the White House. Question number 9. What traditional activity does the U.S. president do with a turkey every Thanksgiving? Does he cook it, name it, chase it, or pardon it? Cooking seems unlikely. Naming would be fun. Chasing, well, that'd be a sight to see. But one tradition stands out. He pardons it. Each year, the president pardons one lucky turkey, sparing it from becoming Thanksgiving dinner. Though a few presidents did this unofficially in the past, the tradition became formal under President George H.W. Bush in 1989. The pardoned turkeys now often retire to farms or even universities. Talk about living the good life. And finally, after the feast comes the frenzy. Question number 10. What is the day after Thanksgiving commonly known as? Is it Black Friday, Cyber Friday, Giving Friday, or Small Business Friday? You know this one. It's the day shoppers wake up early for deals and discounts that seem too good to be true. The answer is Black Friday. The term came from Philadelphia police in the 1960s, describing the traffic and chaos after Thanksgiving. But stores soon embraced it, saying it's when their books went into the black, meaning profit. Today, it marks the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season, both in stores and online. And that's the end of our Thanksgiving trivia feast. From the harvest fields of 1621 to the bright lights of modern parades, Thanksgiving reminds us how much there is to be grateful for. History, food, friendship, and those little stories that make traditions so rich. Thanks for joining Quiz It with Faabul. Until next time, stay curious, stay thankful, and enjoy your feast.